morning. Please have a seat, class, and we will begin. Is everyone here? Great. Good morning. Welcome to your home economics class. My name is Miss Bell, and I will be your home economics teacher for the entire year. Welcome to your class. Now, let's jump right in. You'll find some copies on your desk. And of course, you will see that this is a bit old. It's from the 13th of May, 1955. So it is from last year, but everything still applies. In this class, we will learn a great deal of skill that you will be able to apply to nearly every aspect of life. I thought, since ladies first, that we could start with a little bit of etiquette, home and relationship etiquette for the gals. Is that all right with you? Let's go ahead and read a bit off of the handouts. I will read, and then we can discuss if you would like. Now, these are all going to be tips on how to approach your at-home life between you and your future husband, your children, your friends, social situations, things like that. Plan ahead, even the night before, to have a delicious meal ready on time for your children and your husband once your husband arrives from work. This is a great way to let him know that you've been thinking about him all day and you're concerned about his needs. Most men are hungry when they come home after a long day of work, and the prospect of a good, warm meal, especially his favorite dish, is part of the warm welcome that he needs. Before he gets home, take 15 minutes to rest so that you will be refreshed when he arrives. Touch up your makeup, put a ribbon in your hair, and just feel and look fresh. He has just been with a lot of work-weary people, of course. Be a little gay and a little more happy so that you're a little bit more interesting for him. His boring day may need a lift, and one of your wifely duties is to provide it. Okay? It's also a good idea to clear away clutter. Make one last trip through the main room of the house just before he arrives. Gather up any school books or toys, papers, and then run a dust cloth over the tables. If anyone's looking for a really great homemade solution for dust, I have the perfect solution if you'd like to see me after class. During the colder months of the year, you should prepare a light fire if you've got a fireplace to help your husband unwind. Your husband will feel he has reached a haven of rest, and order, and it will give you a lift as well when he feels that way. After all, catering for his comfort will provide you with immense personal satisfaction, of course. Try and minimize all noise. At the time of his arrival, eliminate all noise of the washer, the dryer, the vacuum. Try to encourage your children to be quiet as well. Good children will listen to you. Be happy to see him, of course. Greet him with a warm smile and show sincerity in your desire to please him. Listen to him. You may have a dozen things that you would like to talk to him about, but at the moment of his arrival, it's probably not the perfect time to do so. Let him talk first, and remember that his topics of conversation to him seem more important than yours. Okay? Make the evening his. Never complain if he comes home late or goes out to dinner or other places of entertainment without you. Instead, try to understand his world of strain and pressure and his very real need to be at home just to relax. Okay? Try to make sure your home is a place of peace, order, and tranquility. And trust me, it will work wonders for yourself as well as your husband. Try to do so that it could be a place where your husband can renew himself in body and spirit in preparation for the next day of work. Don't greet your husband with complaints and problems. Don't complain if he's late for dinner. Who knows what kind of, long, strenuous day he could have had. Count this as a minor compared to what might have gone on throughout the day. Make him comfortable. Have him lean back in a comfortable chair or have him lie down in the bedroom. Have a cool or warm drink ready for him. Tea. I've got another great recipe for some really great chamomile tea. Arrange the pillow and offer to take off his shoes, of course. Speak in a low, soothing and pleasant voice. Don't ask him questions about his actions or question his judgment or integrity. Remember, he is the master of the house and as such will always exercise his will with fairness and truthfulness. Once he has had a chance to have his evening meal, clear the dishes and wash up promptly. If your husband should offer to help, decline that offer. Okay? He may feel obligated to repeat this offer, and after a long working day, he does not need the extra work, of course. Encourage your husband to pursue his hobbies and interests and be supportive without seeming to encroach. If you have any little hobbies yourself, try not to bore him by speaking of these, as women's interests are often rather trivial compared to men's interests. At the end of the evening, tidy the home, ready for the morning, and again, try to think ahead to breakfast. Your husband's breakfast is vital if he is to face the outside world in a positive fashion. Once you have both retired to the bedroom, prepare yourself for bed as promptly as possible, whilst feminine hygiene, of course, is of the utmost importance. your husband is tired and does not want to queue for the bathroom as he would have to do for the train. But remember to look your best when going to bed, to achieve a look that is welcoming without being obvious. If you need to apply face cream or hair rollers, you should wait until he is asleep. That sight can be a little shocking to a man, right? Okay, now this part I'm going to read, but of course this is for when you are married and you are already at that stage of your life, so please don't see this as an invitation to do this at any point in the near future, class, okay? When it comes to the possibility of intimate relations with your husband, class, please. It is important to remember your marriage vows, in particular your commitment to obey him. If he feels that he needs to sleep immediately, then so be it. In all things, be led by your husband's wishes. Do not pressure him in any way to stimulate intimacy. Should your husband suggest Congress, then accede humbly, all while being mindful that a man's satisfaction is more important than a woman's. When he reaches his moment of fulfillment, class, please. A small moan from yourself is encouraging to him and quite sufficient to indicate any enjoyment that you may have had. Yes, please laugh at that, the word moan. Should your husband suggest any of the more unusual practices, be obedient and uncomplaining, but register any reluctance by remaining silent. It is likely that your husband will then fall promptly asleep, so adjust your clothing, freshen up. Now you may apply your night cream and rollers. You may then set the alarm so that you can arise shortly before him in the morning, which will enable you to have ready his cup of tea before work. Okay, what do we think about this? Yes, of course, this is the perfect recipe for a perfect marriage and a perfect life. If you follow these rules, and you must, you will feel full and accomplished. Trust me on that one, okay? Alright, should we continue? Okay. Now, since we are only in school, let's go over a few tips on how to nab that perfect man of yours. Okay. Don't wear styles that men consider queer. Men tend to enjoy a more natural face for makeup. They also tend to enjoy your hair a bit pulled back. Polka dots, of course, but what I mean is really a flattering dress and a nice calming pattern, okay? Very few of them like all red hats. Try to remember that, okay? Also, this is from Alma Archer, okay? So, we must listen. Men are delusioned by such things as hair curlers, awkward positions and postures, unattractive sounds in the throat, making up in public. They've noticed the way we yank down our girdles, things like that. Try to keep these things that make you beautiful a secret, okay? You don't want him to realize that this is not just how you wake up, of course. Wearing a ring on your long center finger is not something that a man likes to see. Men instinctively writhe at the sight of ugly, chipped fingernails. Okay? So try to have your nails well manicured at all times. Don't fail to answer a man, and promptly when he addresses you, he may feel slighted by the inattention. Inattention hurts a man's ego. Don't show too much independence. It can be irritating, but dependence can be used to cater to a man's ego. Unless you are the pixie type, but definitely, or under 16, call a Manhattan, and leave a pink lady alone. Never forget that men do not like women to know more than themselves, and always remember the quotation, brains do not handicap a girl if she keeps them well hidden. Okay? Men have an aversion for girls who play with shredded lettuce. Okay, full lettuce, ladies. Nobody really likes shredded lettuce. Okay, let's try to remember that. It's very cafeteria food. I hope that you've all learned something here today. If you have any questions ever, please do not hesitate to come to me and ask those questions. I know a thing or two. If you'd like any of those delicious recipes that I have mentioned before, please come find me, though we will be trying several recipes in this class this year. I have a great class prepared for you this year, and I'm very excited to have you all be